whisk.
I think. Well, listen, Mark. Listen, hold on. When I say, would you have caffeine today?
What the hell is that up to with anything?
How much coffee did you drink before the show?
Listen, you can't polish a sneaker, right? Throw tomatoes at me. Do whatever you're gonna do.
Welcome into Corso and Catone, the real deal New England feel, presented by the Pats Nation, the only Patriots post-game show worth watching. Chris Corso alongside Mark Catone and our producer-director, Joe Goneri, and you. Joe has us up on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe. Give us that thumbs up. You can catch us on Podbean or anywhere that you podcast. And, gentlemen, we are now on the iHeartRadio app. So make sure you get on that application. Is that what the technical term for it is? Make sure you get on that app, type in that C&C and scroll down and make sure you get on that. Take a look at us. You can check us out on Twitter at Corso_Catone, at Corso_Catone, and of course our heated hotline, 855-313-PATS. Make sure you call 24/7, leave a message. Joe's going to sift through them, pick the one he likes the best. And again, Mark, he just is so unfair that he never allows us to hear it ahead of time. No. But listen, that one he chooses could be yours. So 855-313-7287, heated hotline. Hey, listen, I can't say we have a packed show because that's every week. I think that's redundant at this point. Don't you think, Mark?
Absolutely. It's always packed.
So we do have a packed show. And in addition to the heated hotline, we're going to get into the Red Sox run is our new feature now that they are in the playoffs and doing well. And of course, you never want to miss Catone's comments. So make sure you're sticking around for that. Patriots preview. Cowboys come to town tomorrow. So 4:25 Eastern. So we want to make sure we preview that entire game. So yeah, again, packed show. Mark, what do you say we get the heated hotline?
Let's do it.
Joe, let's have it.
But the Red Sox, do the Moneyball metrics say they can make the run? Can the Red Sox make the run this year?
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Joe, that's it. Huh? You know what? I could see why you
every now and again something comes in like that just cracks me up, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta try it.
I could see why you chose that one. Short,
we're here,
short and sweet, and I guess to the point. I don't even want to guess what that human being was doing right before they made that call, Mark, right?
Hey, please.
Joe, was there a name on that?
No, that's the thing. Some people just leave names, some people don't. But that one, I just started dying laughing.
He was a little excited.
Very excited. So we'll just call you caller out there. So Mark, listen, can the Red Sox make the run? About 18 times he said it. Can they?
Yeah, can they? Yes. Will they? I don't know, Chris. Evolve's got to win tonight, right? I just don't know about the starting pitching. I know you can piece together the bullpen, and you got to realize the Tampa Bay series was 5 games. This is 7. So you don't got to win 3, you got to win 4. So you're going to have to figure out your pitching a little bit differently. I mean, Sale lost again last night. And Sale's got to redefine himself, Chris. And maybe that's a conversation for another show where he's going to have to turn himself more into what CC Sabathia, Pedro Martinez, Andy Pettit were later in their careers. He ain't going to be able to just focus. He ain't going to be able to trust that fastball. He's going to have to develop into a different type of pitcher, but that's for another show.
We can get into that on the Red Sox run too.
Yeah, they're hitting. They're getting timely hitting. They're piecing things together. Kiki Hernandez got 2 home runs last night. I mean, so can they? Absolutely they could go to the World Series, but I just think it's going to be Houston. I think, they're both cheaters. Let's say that, right? But I think I just have a gut feeling. I mean, you saw it last night. I just think it's going to be Houston. But they're there. Hey, they're there. Anything can happen. You got to get there. to have a shot. They got a shot, Chris, right? Unlike the Yankees.
Well, yeah, I mean the Yankees, obviously have no shot at this point. But yeah, listen, like I said, and I've been saying this all along. I mean, I said it at the beginning where I said sure they can make a run. You asked me that in like I don't know May, June. Yeah, they can make a run. I mean, the way they were playing, back then, and then came on late. So can they make a run? Yeah, of course. Last night. That last night they're up. They're up later in the game, and the bullpen comes in and blows it. I know we're going to get to some of this on the Red Sox run. And so why don't we just do that, Mark? This caller blends in with what we want to do, and so our new feature, Joe's putting it together, but our new feature is going to be the Red Sox run. Well, we want to, go through what the Red Sox are doing right now for New England Red Sox fans. We are the real deal New England feel. And so we want to give you our analysis as to what we think they can do, and if they can make a run. And that kind of coincides with the caller. So no better segue into that, Mark, than what we're doing here. So listen, can they make a run? Can they do this? Yeah, they absolutely can. The problem is, like you say, what are they going to get from the bullpen, Mark? I mean, I was all, Tanner Hawk. I was high up on that guy to say, hey, you know what? Start him over Sale, and he blew it last night. He didn't pitch well, and so I don't know. I don't think they're going to go anywhere with Sale, but they got to win this game tonight. Mark, is this a must-win tonight for them?
Yes. Evaldi has to win tonight. Yeah, because Evaldi's going to have to win at least 2 games. If they're going to win 7, Chris, they're going to win 4 out of 7. Evaldi's going to win 2, and then you piece together 2. So, yes, tonight's a must-win for the Red Sox because I believe you have to, even if Evaldi don't get the win, he's going to put you in position to win late in the game. He's going to give you 5-6 innings, and then you go to that bullpen again. But, yeah, it's a must-win because, like I say, Chris, I think for the Red Sox to win Evaldi's 2 games he pitches, they have to win, and then they try to piece together the other 2.
And it's going to have to be up to the bullpen. Look, I know you said that's a conversation for another day, but God damn it, Mark, this is what I've been saying about Sale. Like he had 2 and what he pitched 2 and a third inning, something like that, and he had like 40 pitches at that point. He had 1 out in the second inning, and he's already thrown 40 plus pitches, which is a lot of guys on, a lot of issues, and now you got to go to your pen. So, yeah, Evaldi's going to have. Well, is he going to let Evaldi pitch tonight? I mean, he's going to let him go through that order or what? I
don't think he has a choice, Chris, based on what we saw last night from that bullpen, unless he rolls the dice again with the bullpen and maybe he catches magic. But, I think that bullpen.
He used a lot of pitches, Mark, but you have a theory on that.
He threw a lot of pitches, Chris, but they all threw under 20 pitches. So all it really was you throw in between like bullpen appearances. You're throwing on off days anyway. So it was almost like, okay, you went and threw 15, 20 pitches to get your arm, keep your arm in shape in between coming out of the bullpen. That's all last night was. It really didn't take anything out of those guys. Somebody threw 17 pitches, somebody threw 19. He just kept matching them out. So I don't think that makes a difference as far as he could bring 5 of them back tonight. It appears based on the number of pitches. But I mean, listen, I think they pitched a little over their heads in that Tampa series because if you remember down the stretch, the bullpen struggled, Chris, right? They had just enough to get in, but they struggled the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, they were hitting the snot off the ball too.
Yeah, they struggled that bullpen.
Especially in Boston.
They didn't struggle against Tampa, but who knows? I mean, they could go back to struggling. So I think he's got to give Evaldi at least. Hopefully he's got to try to see if he can squeeze 5 innings out of him, I'm thinking. And then the bullpen comes in 6 through 9.
I understand it's a bullpen session basically, but I mean it is different. It is different coming in the game. But he uses that
analytics craziness, Chris, and that's
how many pitches did they throw in the pen before coming in too? I mean, not a ton, but I mean, they're getting themselves ready. It's all that kind of actions they do before coming in the game versus the bullpen session. But yeah, Mark, this is the thing. And I have an idea. Okay. So when you and I take over managing the Yankees, I just want to be the bench coach. You can be the manager. Just let me like be there on the bench. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
to, to me, why would you ever worry about any more starting pitching? Why is that even the new innovation? Like if Belichick were a coach in baseball, I feel like he would come out with, we're just going to fill this team with relief pitchers. We're not going to have starting pitching anymore. Not going to happen. I don't want Sale. I don't want this guy. I don't want Evolve. I don't want any of these guys. What I want are guys that can pitch from the stretch and just get out on the field, and I'm going to go 2 innings apiece.
Well, if you remember, Chris, it was
That's it.
Tampa Bay who started that trend a few years back. They had because they had a bunch of injuries. They were short starting pitchers, and they had the bullpen game, and that's what they called it, the bullpen game. And they would trot out what you're saying, Chris, is exactly what Tampa Bay did for about a quarter of the season. They trotted out a guy every inning and a half, 2 innings tops.
Right.
And that's how they would get through the fifth day until
piss
they
guys
get back
like
to another
Snell
pitcher.
off,
Right?
You piss some of those starters off too, but
You did, but they did that for an entire season almost. And then that became the trend, right? Now that's a new trend. It's a copycat league, right? It's always no matter what, it's a copycat league. And then that became the trend. And then all these analytic guys, which is the new thing in baseball, they said, oh, well, you know what? Maybe this isn't a bad idea. And everybody's kind of doing that, right? Whenever you got an injury, rather than pulling up a young guy from the minor leagues, you just we'll do bullpen games for a couple of games until the guy gets off DL. So why
would you even worry about putting a starter on this team? Why would you put a Max Scherzer or any of these guys well,
I think,
just
Chris,
fill your
the
teams
National
with
League
relief?
is a little different though, Chris. The National League does use their starters differently than the American League, where they, like, in other words, a Scherzer, those guys, even the guy the other night, Webb from San Fran, in that deciding Game 5, they squeezed an extra inning out of him. They squeezed like the 7th inning out of him, and he got through it. They don't go to the bullpen as readily necessarily as the American League does for some reason.
So why though? I mean, it's baseball, right? What do you attribute that to? I mean, baseball's baseball. I get it. You hit her, the DH versus
the
not.
National League, Chris, is a totally different game. If you watch it, it's basically so their rosters. The National League rosters are like 1 through 7, right? And 8 is whatever he is, and he's usually a guy that's bunting, pinch hitting, and then you got the pitcher, right? Yeah. So it's a totally different game because you really, I mean, look at the guy for the Tampa Bay the other night, Kiermaier, the center fielder, was the 9th batter, Chris. He had like 3 home runs in that series against the Red Sox. That ain't happening in the National League. You know what I mean? The last 2 games of that series.
They move runners better, though.
Huh?
They move runners.
Oh, they do.
They advance runners better.
Yeah. Absolutely, they do. Yeah,
it was a running game. I don't know, Mark. I
like National League Baseball, Chris, better. Watching a National League Baseball game, I believe, and you know me, Chris, I'm one of those crazy purists, anyways. But I'd rather
baseball.
Yes, baseball. I'd rather watch a National League game than an American League game, even though I'm a Yankee fan. The quality of the game, I'd rather watch a National League game than an American League game.
So look, my theory, I'm telling you, it would work. It would work in the National League because now you get these relief
Maybe the
pitchers
Red Sox do that. Next time Sales up.
Yeah, put them in the cage. Put them in the cage. Let them hit. Let them be hitters. Hey, at some point, Mark, along these guys' career, pitchers were real good hitters.
Oh, yeah. Of course they were.
And then it dies because they stop.
Listen, in high school, Chris, Kershaw was one of the best hitters on his team.
Right.
And then, you get to college, you become a PO.
You guys,
you become POs. That's it.
Wait a minute. What are you saying?
Be careful talking about pitchers and hitters so close to the Red Sox. The last time somebody was a pitcher, then became a hitter, they didn't win for 60 years. So,
100, like 80.
100, yeah, 80, whatever.
Listen, like I said, I mean, I don't see starting pitching going away, but Mark, someday, you spread the money out across the pitching staff, and now you can the big paid players are the hitters.
Yeah.
But as far as the Red Sox go,
yep.
Again, they can do it. But Mark, how about the hitting? Listen, Hunter Renfroe. What Is he hurt? I mean, what's the story with him?
No, he's slumping. Renfro's been slumping. The guy that's been carrying him has been Devers and Kiki Hernandez, and
Yeah.
and those guys have been carrying them, and Schwarber's got some hits here and there, but even I shouldn't say Bogarts hit that big home run in the Yankee series, but Bogarts has been kind of spotty, right? It's been really Kiki Hernandez, Devers, the catcher Vasquez, right? Those guys have actually been getting some key hits at key times, and they've been carrying them through some of these playoff games. Verdugo has been hot and cold, but yeah, Renfroe kind of disappeared offensively. I mean, he's playing defense, but he disappeared, Chris. You're right.
So then Santana.
Yeah. Listen,
Like,
the Red Sox
I know you want to go lefty righty. I get it. But if he's right, Renfroe, you got to be in the lineup.
The Red Sox, Chris, have a bunch of role players who he puts in certain situations. They're coming through, and they're doing what they're supposed to do to win games. Like even that game last night, Chris, they lost 5-4. But that was a game Cora figured if we can steal the game 5-4 us.
Yeah.
That's how he played. That's how he played that game.
Yeah. Look, you go into a series like, listen, Red Sox fans, don't worry, don't sweat it. They have Houston exactly where they want them.
They absolutely do.
They have Houston exactly where they had Tampa. In fact, I'll argue to you that they started off that series like shit against Tampa, and then they peeled off 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So here you scored. Would they lose by 1?
They lost 5-4 last night. Yeah, 5-4.
Now they had the one big inning, so it's got to be some more consistency, through 9. But this is what happened last series, and all you're trying to do is get a split, right?
And that's all you're doing. And last night, Chris, the Red Sox let the 2 guys beat them that everybody knows you can't let those guys beat you. You're going to pitch around them, do whatever you're going to do. Correa and Altuve.
Yeah,
those are the guys that you cannot let Correa and Altuve beat you, and they let them beat them. Those are the 2 guys you can't let beat you.
Right.
In that whole lineup.
I think again, Evaldi is the key. And listen, Evaldi was the key to the last series, Mark.
Yeah,
he came in on that last Sunday, and we said he's got to beat Tampa. He's got to win this game for them to have a shot to win the series against Tampa. And he went out and he did it.
Yeah,
which
and
to me today,
it's the same thing tonight.
Yeah, I think today it's going to be the same thing. I think what are they starting? 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Yeah.
So I think it's going to be the same thing with Evaldi. And if they get this thing 1-1, now I hate the 3 in a row at home though.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that in the American League. I could see World Series maybe because you're traveling maybe to like the Dodgers or the Giants.
Because winning 3 in a row is hard to do.
That's hard to do. I don't know. I don't like the format, but I guess it cuts down on the travel, Chris, they said, and it's less wear and tear on the players this way. So they've been doing that for a few years now. But
to me, you got to win this game tonight. You got to win the series at home. It's like having a mid-year series. If it's 3 games, you got to win 2 out of the 3 at home. Now you have now you got to go.
Now you come back to Houston and you got to win 1 out of 2.
You got to win 1, and then I like the odds doing that.
And the way the Red Sox play, Chris, the way they're scrappy, they can probably steal a game.
Now, here's the question I have for you, and then we'll move on. But when would Evaldi be due to pitch again in this series after today? Well, because they're going 2 a day off, 3 day off.
I think it depends where they're situated. If they got a shot to win the series in Game 6, if they're up 3-2, I think he throws Game 6. Well, no, I'm sorry, wrong. That's not what I meant. If they're down 3-2, he's going to throw Game 6. If they're up 3-2, Chris, I think they just let him sit and rest until Game 7. If they need him in 7, he'll be 100% ready to roll, well rested. If they're down 3-2, he's going to have to come back in Game 6. So,
because I think
it's going to depend on what the series lead is.
Because what they're doing is they're skipping every other day. So they're playing today's Game 2, right? They're going to skip tomorrow, and then they play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what? Games 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he would be ready on Friday to pitch game 6, he would. So you're right. It probably depends on where they are in that series at that point. If they need the win, they're down. If they're down 3-2 at that point, you got to pitch them in game 6.
Yep.
I mean, that's it. I don't want to see Sale again.
No.
I don't want to see him again. He's not right. That's it. He's done. You shut him down, put all the relievers in. So do they have a shot? Anonymous caller. Yes, they do have a shot. Red Sox fans, fear not. They got him right where they want him. Evaldi's going to win this game today, and off and running, they're going to go right into the World Series, Mark, and Mark is going to jump out. Hey, Mark, let me ask you a question before we move on, before I get to who presented this. What happened? Your wife leave you or something? She just take everything? Did you sell all the crap from Home Goods? Is that why you're in a big space of nothingness right there with the echo?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I'm in the process.
Store again.
I'm in the process of please. I'm in a mess over here.
He bitched so hard about the Home Goods stuff.
Yeah.
That she took it all away.
He's got a nice empty canvas right there to go shopping for.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a mess over here. But I'm good. Yeah, listen. At least I'm not going to look at the Home Goods stuff.
That's it. You said you were going to put price tags on it and sell it, and it looks like you did that. So listen, Heated Hotline and the Red Sox Run presented by Jag Media Productions. Everything you see here presented by Jag Media and Special Sauce Podcast, Startup Finance, and Drive Yourself to Success. SpecialSaucePodcast.com. And listen. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Stick around. Catone's comments is next.
Okay, so you're lucky. I could talk about Home Goods, but I'm not going.
Mark, he's taking his glasses off.
I'm not going. I needed my glasses.
Oh, shit. This was going to be a good one.
I'm going to give him a solo.
Listen, so yesterday, the other day, I'm driving again, and guess what? I'm at a red light. I'm waiting. Light turns green. Car in front of me doesn't move. Light is green. Nothing. Boop, light's red again. What? What is people? The guy, he's on his phone. He's texting. He's lighting cigarettes. He's texting. He's doing all this crazy stuff. You get to the next intersection. Now there's cars coming in 4 directions. They're all doing the same thing. Who's on their phone? Listen, hands free. Anybody here? Hands goddamn free. Right? Like, I don't understand it. These goddamn people. You want to talk, you want to be an asshole. Excuse my language. You want to be an asshole and not follow the rules of the road. Oof. You sit there at a goddamn red light texting. You got your finger up your nose. You're scratching your ass. I don't know what you're doing. Drive the car. The light turns green. It's very simple. You drive the car. People are beeping. Now they want to get out of their car and fight you because somebody beeped because you're sitting at a goddamn intersection because the guy's trying to smoke a cigarette. He's burning his pants. The lighter fell in between his legs. He's on his phone. Listen, follow the rules of the road. Hands-free. Put your goddamn phone on something or use your car phone. Do something. Don't light cigarettes in the car. Do something. You can't wait until you stop. Stop the damn car, get out of the car, and go smoke whatever you want to smoke. I don't care what you're smoking. You don't do it in the car. Somebody's gonna get killed, and then, like I said, they want. Well, all of a sudden, a big guy wants to get out and fight you because you beat, because you've been sitting through 2 and 3 sessions of a red light because the guy's not moving, and the other thing, nobody's moving because everybody's. I don't know what they do. That's why I've talked about driving in the car before. Maybe I need to take public transportation and just put headphones in and put the blinders on my eyes and take a nap to take me somewhere. I don't know. It's appalling. I don't understand what these people do. It's not that difficult to follow the rules of the road. Maybe it's me. I know I'm not normal. I know that for a fact. But at least I follow the rules of the goddamn road. I'm disgusted, Chris. I can't leave the house.
Joe, so much to unwrap there.
So
you know.
much.
There's nothing to unwrap. Follow the rules of the road. What is there to unwrap? Nothing.
We're gonna have to change it from Catone's comments to Catone's public service announcements.
or
on.
Catone's driving school.
PSA. Catone's service announcements.
Yeah. Catone's driving school. You know?
Yeah, that ain't a bad idea.
Because if you can, I'll tell you what. If you can survive,
you know what my logo's gonna be? Catone Driving School with 2 middle fingers up in the air. That'll be my logo. That'll be my logo.
That's gonna be you.
Yeah.
Because if you're a student driver, listen, I'm gonna be teaching my son today.
Hey, listen,
how to
I
drive
couldn't. No.
a little bit.
I couldn't. My son, I taught how to drive. My daughter.
Oh God.
No. I took her once. I said to my wife, "It's all yours, honey. I cannot teach my daughter how to drive. I can't do it."
Listen, Joe, if you can survive, if you're 15 years old, you get your permit, you got to get in the car with Mark, because if you can survive the screaming and the yelling and the craziness and the spitting all over you,
my son did it. My
My
son did it.
If you could survive that, put them right in the tank. They can go. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mark, listen, I mean, I've said it all. I said it so many. I'm remembering a story, though. Okay. Many years ago, I'm remembering a story of somebody stopped at a red light at, say, 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning on a Friday night, and the light changed over and over.
I don't remember that story.
Till there was a knock ding, 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 ding on the window. Excuse me, everything okay here? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I just dropped something and was looking. I'm trying to remember who that was that had to do that. I don't know. It's just something that popped in my head when you talked about the person sitting through light cycles.
Joe. He's remembering stories from when he was.
I know. No, I'm remembering him right. I'm remembering him right. It's just that's what happens with age. Well, Mark, Joe, I told you before. His license should be revoked. He should not have a license, okay? Because I understand.
I shouldn't have a license. The guy's sitting there smoking. He's burning he's got holes in his pants, his car seats. He's texting. I shouldn't have a license.
You know what? You should take. There's a show called Caught in Providence. Yeah. You guys know that show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's with our friend Frank, the judge, and Mark, you should take over. You should be the bailiff, and you should be the guy that stands next to him in the courtroom.
Could you imagine?
You know what? What's your sentence? Mark's going to scream at you for 10 minutes. Mark will scream at you for 10 minutes, and that's it. No fine. Pick what you want. Fine. Yeah, Mark. Though, listen, I do agree with you. The texting in the car is rough. It is.
It's rough, isn't it?
It's tough. It is. I dealt with that this morning. Driving, somebody's over there doing this, and the car's doing this all over the road, and they take that serious over here,
Yeah,
they
see over here,
serious.
Chris, right, Joe, over here, they don't care what you're doing over here.
It's a pretty paperwork. It's a pretty heavy fine. I have to tell you, it's a pretty heavy fine. You don't want to get caught doing that, at least in Arizona. But over there, I don't know about. And then there's people that want to fight you too, huh? For beeping the horn at them.
They would please. That's why you're making so much money over there. Corso Long Group. You got to get them out of all those fines.
Yeah. If I were, would I be doing? I don't know. Would I be? I love this though. I'd rather do this than anything else. Of course, talk to you people in New England, the real deal New England feel. So, coincidentally, Catone's comments.
Coincidentally.
Coincidentally, Catone's comments was brought to us by Corso Law Group, Arizona's leading criminal and traffic law firm in Arizona.
And that wasn't even on purpose either.
No, it wasn't.
That wasn't even on purpose.
CorsoLawGroup.com. Allow us to be your voice. When we return, we're going to be breaking down that Patriots-Cowboys game as they travel to New England tomorrow, 4:25 Eastern kickoff. Have all your analysis and breakdown right after this.
It's that time again for a timeout for a message from one of our sponsors. No one ever thinks they will be in the need of a criminal or traffic lawyer, but things happen. Corso Law Group is Arizona's leading criminal and traffic law firm. Their 20-plus years experience and attention to detail has helped thousands of people all across this great country who found themselves in a situation in Arizona. So whether it's a traffic ticket or if you need reduced DUI or more serious issues, call or go online to CorsoLawGroup.com and talk with these expert attorneys who I know will help you. Corso Law Group.
Back in, more Corso and Catone. New England Patriots, Mark. Dallas Cowboys. Hey, listen, when the Cowboys come to town, it's always an exciting event, is it not, Mark? I mean, it's the Dallas Cowboys,
It's almost like the Giants, right? It's almost like the Cowboys are like the Giants over here. Like there are a lot of Cowboy fans. Like there'll be idiots there with their Michael Irvin and Troy Aikman jerseys on tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Cowboy fans in this part of the country as well as like Giant fans. So it'll be interesting tomorrow at the stadium. Nothing will be like those Tom Brady half Tampa, half New England
my
jerseys.
God! I'm surprised you didn't tell the people in the post game what I almost did, walking out of that stadium with those half jerseys, But yeah, listen, it is always a big deal. But the debate: who's America's team? Who's America's team? Is it Dallas or is it the red white? Look at the logos. Joe, that's what looks really nice too. Look at the helmets at the bottom of the screen, Mark.
Yeah,
which one of those looks like the American flag?
No, it is the Patriots, but I still think Dallas is technically America's team, Chris, just because, I don't know.
Roger
I think
Staubach.
Staubach and all those guys, right? And I do think, Chris, at some point, because of Belichick and Brady and all the Kraft, and I think we became hated, right? You know that. Nobody wants to see us win anymore. We're certainly not America's team.
No, I mean, America's team to me, but
no, to me too, but not to the nation.
I scream that out while I'm driving around in the car. That's what I'm hanging out of the the car screaming that, Mark. So tomorrow, so they come to town tomorrow. Once again, New England's not giving much of a shot in this one by pretty much everybody. Yeah. And I have to ask you, Mark, do you think? And I've been wanting to ask you this. Do you think this is going to be a more difficult matchup than Tampa?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because I think Dallas's defense, their secondary, is probably better than Tampa's. The Dallas's front seven, I don't think is as good as Tampa's, but their secondary is better. So I think because of our struggles in the passing game, I think. Yeah, it'll be a tougher game. And I'm going to be honest with you, though, Chris. I'm not gauging how we'll play tomorrow based on the Texans game. Because, listen, football is a game about emotion, right? And you know that, Chris. You coach it, right? This team.
Joe, he's about to give him a pass right now.
No, I'm not giving him a pass. I'm not giving him a pass, but I'm going to tell you something. As a coach, this team emotionally, Chris, on the defensive side of the ball was so jacked up to play against Brady. And I think Belichick did that in practice all week. There had to be some kind of a letdown last week on defense. I'm not making any excuses for the offense at all. On defense, Chris, there had to be a letdown after the preparation that went into the Brady game. And then, of course, then on top of that, you lose Gilmore during the week, right? They trade him. So there had to be a letdown defensively in that Texans game. I'm not making an excuse, but there just had to be. But don't get me wrong. You're going to be challenged by Dallas. Let me tell you, Dallas scores over 20 points every week, Chris. Can our offense keep up with them? I don't know.
Well, let's get into it. Let's go right to the defensive side of the ball. So when we go to our scouting report, Mark. Look, when the Cowboys, you want to talk about when they pass? You want to go right to that?
Let's go right to it.
So when the Cowboys pass, okay, who do you give the edge to? And let me give you some numbers, okay? So, and by the way, Prescott's putting up the numbers he's putting up.
He's putting up MVP numbers, Chris. Yeah,
you know, Mark. If I'm no, that's a player that's not.
Listen.
We're
not going to bring that name's no more on this show, right?
Nope,
no more.
That's it. But Mark, listen. They're on a 4-game winning streak. They've scored 36 or more in the last 3. He's got 13 touchdowns and just 3 picks. See, that to me is more important than 3 picks. But 13 touchdowns. He's got a 116. If you care about passer ratings, he's got a 116.9 passer rating. And Mark, he's spreading it around a bit. I mean, he's throwing to Amari Cooper, 25 receptions, 318 yards so far, 4 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb, 24 for 348, 2 touchdowns. And you see where I'm going. I mean,
Chris,
the tight ends getting touchdowns.
What he's doing this year, Chris, is he's not forcing those throws that he's typically done over the years, where he's tried to force a play. With the receiving core that they have this year, Chris, and he's making better decisions. You just brought it up. Only 3 picks. He's not throwing that ball he traditionally threw where it'd be a guaranteed pick every game. He's not doing that this year, Chris.
Yeah. No, he's not. And it seems like, I tell kids this all the time. When you're hurt, we had a poor kid, he had a real bad injury a few weeks ago, put him out for the season. And I told him the other day, he's riding around on one of those scooter things now. And I said, look at this game from a different perspective now. Take advantage of the opportunity to be able to look at it from a coaching perspective. Listen to the coaches and how they're instructing other people. Continue with your game preparation as you would if you were playing, and put yourself in the position the backup quarterback's in, so that when you do get back on the field, it's kind of like a coach. When a coach goes to be a TV analyst, and then like Ainge, and then comes back and they become a better coach for it. And I think maybe that's what happened with Prescott here, because he's making the decisions are better. And I think that starts the reason why everything else is clicking, and it doesn't hurt to have Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Cedric Wilson. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have those kind of guys either, does it, Mark?
Well, I mean, Jesus, yeah, right.
So talk about our secondary. Can our secondary play with them? Who secondary is going to show up?
Well, J.C. Jackson better play a hell of a lot better than he played last week, Chris, against these receivers, or you're going to be in for a long, long afternoon or evening if you don't. But I will say this, Chris. I think the secondary will play better. But
which one will show up? The one from Tampa or the one from Houston?
I think the one from Tampa will show up. I think Belichick will have a game plan for Dallas. The guy I'm really scared of, Chris, is Lamb, but not even that. It's Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
Good God. Yeah. The way we play against the run, Chris, he might have 200 yards for crying out loud.
Yeah. I mean, but Mark, and by the way, with the injury report here for New England, you got Jonathan Jones with an ankle limited. This was as of yesterday. Jalen Mills, hamstring limited. They got to get Mills back on the field.
Jalen Mills was a big loss last week.
Huge.
Remember how well we said he played against Tampa?
Godwin. He held Godwin. Yeah. Maybe had a few catches, but it wasn't for a lot of yards.
Chris, if Mills doesn't play, we might get lit up in that secondary tomorrow.
There's a chance that Mills and Jonathan Jones doesn't play. And
if they don't play, we got
puts
a big
on the
problem.
Field. Guess who?
Yeah, I know. We got a big problem.
Yeah. We're going to have Williams playing against CeeDee Lamb.
They got a big problem.
What that means, Mark, is they're going to be in zone a lot. They're not going to trust these guys to lock up. play man to man.
And if they're in zone, Chris, what does that mean for the defense?
Oh, that means they take those 2 tight ends over there, okay, Schultz and Jarwin,
Yep.
and they just sit down in those zones. They find the holes in the zone, and Lamb can do it. Lamb can do it better than anybody, and that's what they'll do. So you'll see Wilson and Lamb have big days. It maybe Amari Cooper doesn't have as big of a day, but that's what'll happen if you sit in zone a lot with them. Taking Prescott off his spot's not that easy because he can throw on the run. He's one of the best in the league in doing it. So, it's going to be there's a lot of pressure. It's going to be on the secondary. You will definitely see J.C. Jackson on Cooper a lot. You're going to see that.
You're going to have to, Chris.
And I think if Mills plays, they'll be more willing to lock up against some of these guys and bring some heat, bring some pressure on Prescott. But yeah, I don't know which secondary is going to show up. And by the way, McCourty's going to play a shit ton better than he's played. And I don't know if he can.
Chris, like you said, Chris, I think because of the age, he's playing deeper back than he used to. And that's affecting him getting to the balls and getting to certain plays. And you brought that up a couple of weeks ago, and that was a real good analysis you made, that he's playing deeper because he's lost a step. So
and he's still late.
And that's affecting him.
And he's still late.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not walling off either the corners very well and rerouting them for him. We could talk about that another time. But again, and who's disappointing is Sean Wade is still out.
He's hurt, right?
A concussion. He's got a concussion.
He's got a concussion, yeah. Wow.
But he's still out. And I was hoping that guy could play some safety.
Yeah. And I think, Chris, honestly, that's why they went and got him, because I think Belichick thought he could play some safety. Because let's face it, you're going to have to make a decision at the end of the year. You're not going to give McCourty money again, are you?
No.
You can't.
But once again, their draft sucks so bad that they're not replacing these safety, at least in the free position. So, Mark, okay, you started to mention about when they run.
Yep.
When the Cowboys want to run the ball, and again, they're as good as anybody else. These two backs, Elliott, 5 rushing touchdowns, 452 yards already. Pollard, 325 yards. I mean, he's averaging 6.5 a carry on 51 attempts. So, as a team, they're averaging 5.5, almost 5.5 per carry. And once in the Tampa game, our defensive front, he was allowing that. He was giving up the run in that game. So I kind of throw that one out. Last week, they were better, So, our front is who I'm talking about. So, Mark, does this defense go as Lawrence Guy, Godchow, and Christian Barmore go tomorrow?
In this game, yes, Chris. I say so, because Elliott is just he could really make that offense work. So if he's having a big day, he's going to open up the play action, and they're going to kill you with play action pass, Chris, if they're running the ball with those receivers. And even the backup, I forget his name. Even Elliott's backup is a change of pace, Chris. Pollard is quick. He's fast. So you're going to have a difficult time because he's going to kill you with play action. If those guys are running the ball, Chris, you have no other choice but to react to play action. And with those receivers, he's going to kill you. So, yeah, the guys you just mentioned, Guy and Godchow and Barmore, those guys are going to have a huge game up front that's stopping the run. And you're going to have to seal the edges, Chris. If you don't seal the edge on these guys this Sunday, you got a problem. I mean, because the running game is going to set up the rest of that offense.
Well, who are the guys charged with doing that, Mark? My favorite players, Weiss, Winovich. I mean,
Bentley. Well, Jamie Collins is going to have a good game.
Yeah, but they're not going to put him on the edge to do that.
Well, no, you got Bentley. You're going to have Judon. I mean, Chris, we know who the guys are. They're going to have to do it, but they're going to have to step up because of all weeks, Chris, this team isn't just one-dimensional. They've got an all-pro running back, and they got all-pro receivers and an all-pro quarterback.
Yeah, they do. And again, and you talk about sealing that edge. The one thing I will say, for all the accolades, I mean, Judon, like I said, I mean, he's playing lights out. But he had some issues against Tampa in setting the edge
He did.
and
He
allowed
did.
some things outside of him. So, I mean, the Cowboys
did.
to me get the edge again when they're running and passing, unless we can see something in the front seven. And Hightower's got to get a lot better. And yeah, let's hope the addition of Jamie Collins hopefully will help that. Bentley's got to play better. I mean, they all have to play better, Mark. And as far as getting to the quarterback, yeah, Judon's going to have his time. He'll probably have a sack or so in this game.
Yeah.
But enough with. I've been saying it every week now. Get enough with Winovich now. I can't watch
Chris,
this guy anyway go around the.
If you've noticed, he's been seeing less and less time. If you've noticed,
he's good on special teams. Leave him there.
And that's
but
where
coming
he's
around
stay.
the edge,
Yeah.
Mark, all he does is dip his shoulder, try to get on a 90-degree angle, and he just gets taken upfield. I mean,
I don't think, Chris, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think you'll see Winovich next year on this team. This will be his last year here, I think.
Oh, I agree. I thought they would get rid of him and trade him in camp. Is who I thought. We talked about the fact that we thought that he'd be one of the odd men out for this deal. So, yeah, we give a lot of edge to the Cowboys in this. But the other thing too is this defense got the crap kicked out of them all week long. In the media, by the coaches, because of the egg they laid last week.
They did.
But Mark, listen, the last thing I'll say about that before we get to the offense is this. Because the numbers, we keep talking about this. The numbers are not as bad, okay, as the eye test. Do I need to go? We don't need to go. Joe, do we need to go?
You've gone through this eye test a bunch of times, Chris. I think everybody that listens to us knows what the eye test is. But you're right.
It just doesn't look right. And here's why it doesn't. Coming out the first drives of the game, going into the half, coming out of the half, and then the last drive of the game. I'm talking about the opponent's possession. Those 4 situations, the Patriots have been atrocious this season. And that's why it looks so bad. That's why it's bad. Because when they need stops, and crap, you need 3 and outs coming out of the locker room, and you need 3 and outs going into the locker room. And when you can't get that, you're not a good defense. So they can't get off the field when it counts, Mark. And that's why it looks so bad. I can't see him, Mark. I can't see. Joe, is he making faces at me? He put that microphone right in his face.
Right.
He did it on
Not
purpose.
making faces.
So anyway, yeah. Now, Mark, turning to the other side of the ball, okay, which we haven't been down on them. Well, let's go when they run the ball. Let's talk about New England running the ball.
Well, Chris, so offensive line wise, what's on the injury report this week? Who is anybody back?
Well, you got Shaq Mason is out, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, he's been having a bad year.
Justin Herron has got an abdomen issue. He's questionable, and he's the only other one that's on the list. So
Trent Brown's going to be back, you're telling me?
He's not on the injury list.
Okay, so conceivably, Chris, if the
you know what,
offensive
Mark, wait a minute. Would they put the COVID guys on this list?
Well, Trent Brown's not a COVID guy, though.
Oh, he's not a COVID guy. Okay.
No, he's out
calf.
because of
He's
the
got
calf.
a calf. That's what it is. Mark, I'm happy with not. Look, I'm okay with seeing the offensive line that played last week. Aren't you?
Oh yeah, I'm okay with that. Believe me, I thought they were a step up from what we saw. Right? I mean, let's see what Trent Brown, though, Chris. Let's give him a shot. Right? He really hasn't played since week 1. So let's see if he's healthy. Let's see what he gives you on that side of the line. Right? Hopefully, he helps you. But Chris, I think they're going to have to run the football absolutely, because I think Dallas' secondary is good. They got a good defense. The defense isn't bad. You're going to have to run the ball to set up the pass because we've talked about this every week. Our receivers are not – they don't compare to Dallas's receivers, that's for sure. And you're going to have to use the tight ends again, Chris. But if you run the ball, Chris, that'll allow you to throw that seam down the middle to the tight end. It'll allow you to incorporate some of that stuff they've been trying to incorporate with Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. And it'll allow Bourne to run that underneath across the field play. And Myers runs that pretty well too.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to run the ball, Chris, I think, to open that up.
Well, it's going to be tough. Cowboys are 5th in the league, only allowing 79 rushing yards per game. Now, there's a you could put an asterisk near that because, with the amount of points that Dallas
Teams are
jumps
throwing
on
the
you.
ball. Teams are throwing the ball
Right.
against them.
They're
Chris.
forced to have to throw the ball.
Yeah.
What's more interesting, and I don't have the numbers, would be how many attempts have opponents had against them. That would be the more telling number.
So,
But
Chris,
they're still fifth in the league.
You're gonna have to. You can't let this team jump out on you. That's the key. The
No,
offense is
can't
gonna.
play
So
from
if you
behind.
win the coin flip, do you go on offense?
Yeah, I think this time he'll never do it, but I think this time you need to. But Mark, look, that front, Basham, Oda Gazua, Watkins, Urban, Golston. These guys have been real good against the run. So they're going to have to impose their will. But Mark, I don't want to see any of the original starters back in this lineup. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see Isaiah Wynn. I don't want to see Trent Brown. And by the way,
Listen, I'll be happy without seeing Isaiah Wynn again. But
if you see Wynn, put him at least put him at
Put him
right
at guard.
tackle. Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, put him at guard. That's was his original position at Georgia, right? So yeah. I mean, I agree with you though. They're going to have to run the ball because Mac Jones is getting his ass kicked every week, which brings you to the passing game. When the Patriots pass, now this is something I would give the Patriots the edge. And what say you and why?
Chris, I don't know. I mean, I just have a difficult time giving the Patriots the edge over anybody passing the ball because their receivers just. I still think, Chris, that Mac Jones, when he's successful throwing the football, it's because the running game is working, Chris. Even last week, in the second half of that game, when they made the comeback, they had a couple of running plays mixed in there that opened things up. In the first half, they didn't have that and they struggled, right? Falk kept, I know I wasn't on last week, but Falk kept them in that game early, Chris, with some of those kicks.
4 field goals,
He put points on the board for them. So I don't know if the Patriots have an advantage, Chris, throwing the ball against a lot of teams, but.
Well, Mark, their secondary allows, they're 31st in the league, 311 passing yards per game they allow. Now, the one guy, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, safeties, Kazee and Curse, Hooker, and Donovan Wilson, he's been out 4 games with a groin injury, so I don't expect to see him. But the guy that you have to be concerned about is Tavon Diggs. This guy's lights out. Now, they have 9 interceptions this year, but 6 of them are from him. So is there a way to take him out of the game?
But Chris, those stats you just mentioned, at 300 and something yards a game,
they suck against the pass.
But wait a minute, Chris. Wait a minute. But I'm gonna use what you said earlier about it works both ways. You were talking about the yards rushing. They don't give up a lot of yards rushing, but is that because they're getting leads and they're scoring points and teams going to throw the ball? Well, I think that's also what goes against their secondary. Because if a team's throwing the ball 50 times and you're up 3 touchdowns, you're running a soft zone. You're letting them use clock and throw the ball. You know what I mean? So I don't know if their secondary, Chris, is as bad as those numbers make them appear to be.
That's a fair point.
Mark,
that's a fair point. You're right. Teams are throwing the ball a lot more. The numbers are going to be higher. So, can they take advantage? And I'm trying to find right now who they've played because, they've played.
Well, we know who they played week 1, and they should have won the game.
They allowed 31 and a lot of passing yards in that game. Again, they've played San Diego. They've played the LA Chargers. Again, another high-powered passing attack. Philly,
Philly stinks.
They allowed 21 in that game. And then you got Carolina, another good pass. They have a good passing game. Donald's playing much better than he was with the Jets. Anybody play better, they play with the Jets. The Jets suck so bad. That's where you go to die, is play for the New York Jets. You know what I mean? But
when you're going and they put you down there in purgatory, because that's where you're going.
That's where it's going to be. It's going to be a Jets.
They're going to put you in a New York Jets jersey.
That's it. That's my hell. There it is. Put me on that field and make me suck as bad as the Jets do. So, Mark, can they have the edge? I think they can.
You think they can? Yeah, it's going to be
Jones,
an interesting game.
He's gotten better and better every game, and he's able to. He's been pushing the ball down the field a little more. Now they've taken some of the training wheels off and let him throw into the end zone.
Chris, did you hear? And I because we brought up the Jets and we're talking about Mac Jones, I just have to bring it up quickly. I just have to.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you hear that idiot, that big fat buffoon, Rex Ryan, talking about
Oh,
Mac
yeah.
Jones isn't really very good? Is he an idiot?
Of course he's an idiot. He's, of course he's an idiot. Yeah, he had some success with the Jets. Oh yeah, Mark. He's
What
this
would even
is-
possess him to make that comment, Chris? What an idiot!
Mark, this guy. Look at the stuff this guy has done over his
Right.
career with the feet and the. I mean, this guy's got more issues than you. I mean, this guy. Can you imagine him in the car driving?
Well, if he's got more issues, he's bad. That's bad.
Do you think he's going as crazy in the car driving as you are? He's probably one of those guys that's texting.
Yeah, he is.
That Mark wants the rear end. So
he's looking at pictures of his wife's feet at the red light. What he's doing.
Exactly. So Mark, bottom line, did they and then by special teams, I give the edge to the Patriots.
I give the edge to the Patriots there,
and,
positively. Yeah,
So
positively.
he kicks well at home. The punter
positively.
is one of the best in the league, although he had an uneven couple of games there. But and if they keep Bolden on returning, then I'll be happy with that. So going to see a lot of Bolden tomorrow, aren't we, Mark?
Yeah, you are, Chris. Because I will guarantee you Taylor's inactive. I guarantee it.
So again, I give him a chance. Again, we never gave him a chance. I see it, Joe. We never gave him a chance in the Tampa game. I'm not going to do the same thing in this game. So that Patriots preview was brought to us by the Pats Nation, the Patriots real post-game show, the only one worth watching. 30 minutes. Mark and I, 30 minutes following every Patriots game. We break things down, give you an analysis, and hear from you. If Mark decides to show up this week, then we'll have that. We'll have the
well,
real.
Listen, since you brought it up, I haven't had a chance to tell you and Joe. I don't think I'm going to be showing up tomorrow because it's parent weekend at my son's school. I found that out this morning. I thought it was next week. It's this week. I got to go. I have to. He's playing a game tomorrow. I got to go watch him, and then we'll probably take him to dinner after. But unfortunately, and then that'll be the last one I miss all season.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think Joe. See that little on the top right there, Corso and Catone?
Listen, you guys had a field day last week. You did because you guys you were able to say whatever you wanted. Joe let you ramble and talk, and you came up with all crazy stuff.
Hey, everything I say is on point, and at least, hey, look, I show up. So we'll change that to Corso and Joe. We'll tell you,
he
we're going to
shows
change
up, Joe, until he gets COVID brain. He misses weeks at a time.
We're going to. I was sick. How can you bring that? Oh God. We'll call it
comes around every now and again.
Listen, I apologize.
We'll call it Corso and Joe.
Tomorrow is a must. I have to go to my son's school.
All right. Well, wish him luck for us. Wish him luck from Corso and Catone, the real deal, New England feel. So
when he makes it to the Yankees, I want front row seats. That's all.
Yeah. Joe, should we even give him the option and opportunity to wrap it up? And
Listen,
give his
at
prediction?
that point, Corso and Catone.
Hey, who cares about your prediction now? You're not even going to be here to yell at when you're wrong. So
let's hear it.
All right, Mark, let's hear it. Two-minute warning.
So
wrap
I'm
it up.
going to say, I will say this: this is do or die weekend for the Patriots. If they lose this weekend, Chris, I will make this prediction. They're out. They're done. They're not going to playoffs. It'll be a season where, you know what, just mail it in. Try to get yourself a top 5 draft pick. If they don't beat Dallas tomorrow, Chris, they're not making the playoffs, even though it's only week, whatever. What is it? 7, 6, 7?
6. Yeah.
6. You don't make the playoffs if you lose tomorrow. I'm going to make that prediction. But I am going to go with Patriots 30, Dallas 27. Falk kicks a late field goal to win it. 30-27 Patriots.
Oh, you mean Folk? You're talking about Falk. Kevin
Nick
Falk coming out of retirement.
Nick Falk. I don't know what his name is. He's going to kick a damn field goal. Does it make a difference what his name is? His name could be Jimmy.
You got him scoring 30 points tomorrow.
Yes. Chris,
they haven't sniffed 20.
Chris, they have to. If they don't score 30, they're not beating Dallas. They have to score 30 tomorrow.
I'm going the other way on this. Okay.
I'm
picking
go
the Patriots.
Dallas?
No, I'm picking the Patriots, but I'm not, my mind isn't in the car worrying about texting right now. I'm thinking about real analysis. And to me, to me, Patriots can win this game, and I think they're going to win it 23-20. And I agree with you about the full kick at the end to win it. Only this time it's not going to be a doink off the crossbar. This time I
Okay.
think you win, and I think the Patriots get their first home win of the season. Mark, they lost 3 games at home. The first 3 games in a row. When the hell does that ever
That's why,
happen?
Chris, if they lose tomorrow, they're out of the playoffs.
Right.
They ain't
It's
making the
ridiculous.
playoffs.
Okay, so 2-minute warning was presented by the Pats Nation Patriots, Real Patriots post-game show. Tomorrow it will air 30 minutes following that same Cowboys game. So, Mark, some people to thank. Want to thank the people at Special Sauce Podcast, Startup Finance, and Drive Yourself to Success, specialsaucepodcast.com, Jag Media Productions. Joe, everything looked great again today. Studio 42 Designs for all your graphic design needs, studio42designs.com. Corso Law Group, Arizona's leading criminal law firm and traffic. Allow us to be your voice, corsolawgroup.com. And Mountain View Home Watch and Security, Scottsdale's leading home watch and security firm. Joe, as always, our producer director, nice job today. We want to thank him again. And let's in advance thank you for the new title of Corso and Joe, which will be airing tomorrow, the Pats Nation. So join us tomorrow for that show. Pats Nation, presented by Corso and Catone, presented by this show. The Real Patriots post-game show, 30 minutes following that Cowboys-Patriots game. We're going to have all the post-game coverage, all the breakdown, including Mac Mania, our coach's corner, and, of course, our Sunday stiff. I don't know, Mark. Maybe Mark will text that in or call it in if he watches the game. And also tune in next Saturday and every Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, for this show, Corso and Catone, the real deal New England feel. And next week, we'll be previewing the Patriots and the hated Jets as they come to town. So, for Mark Catone, Joe Goneri, I'm Chris Corso. Enjoy the game, everyone.